Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Sienkiewicz. This is my ePortfolio Part 4 for the 5 advertisements. And I'm assuming you have looked at my outline, and we're going to start with number 1, roll right on into it. This advertisement is regard to an educational persuasion attempt to get folks to be more accepting of marijuana and allow them to vote, in essence, for it. We saw this yesterday with Michigan. I believe this one comes from it. And it's an attempt to use logical information, a logical appeal in order to persuade the receiver in order to be more accepting of marijuana and vote for it. Excellently done in regards to its logical, emotional appeal to the receiver. Right off the top it says, I prefer alcohol. It doesn't make me rowdy or reckless. Why should I be punished? I mean, it's a great logical point, great emotional appeal also in there. So it's a very effective ad, I thought. The second one is a fear appeal. As flu time is coming around, and when I was reading the assignment, I immediately thought flu for this one, the fear of it all. 80,000 people died last year. I just saw the actual video that's attached that we used, where the Surgeon General just goes after folks for it. He says, I have the flu is contracted, it is given to somebody. Why give the flu to somebody and possibly kill them? If that is not fearful, I don't know what is. It's a fantastic approach, trying to reach the target audience. Anybody in the United States, because anybody can contract the flu, and anybody can kill somebody because they can easily pass the flu. Wonderfully done. That was very, very, very direct. The next one is the pity and plea persuasion usage, and this for me, I'm assuming you didn't watch the whole video of Sarah McLachlan doing the ASPCA advertisement where it's got the pictures of the sad puppies. It's a fantastic call to action. It is really targeting anybody who has any kind of empathy in them, any kind of emotional capability. Fantastically effective. I don't think it's changed over the years at all. It's been the same because its mechanism is just hits so precisely at its target audience, which is, again, anybody who can feel anything. It does make people uncomfortable, to say the least. I know my father used to turn that commercial every time it came on. My mother, and then be like, "Oh goodness!" So that's just goes to show how effective it is. And my parents have always gotten dogs from the shop, from the SPCA, and so I think it works very well. The next one is humor. Now, some people say I look like this guy, and so that's what immediately came to my thoughts. CarMax, they do a great job because I think their target audience is going to be more of a millennial age group, which is going to be somebody who wants to hear some of the things that they discussed in the video, where he talks about we provide our employees with great wages, we are thoughtful, and we are empathetic, and we are just like you, and we're not hiding anything. But he uses the dummy and uses humor to increase his trustworthiness, which I think actually it lends itself to the other topics that he discussed, why he's using the dummy. So he's saying something critical, and then he's using humor to be able to add credibility to that statement, and then he goes back to saying something credible or something important, and then he goes back to the dummy to use it as adding credibility. So overall, he's kind of moving a little bit of a shell game, but his persuasion technique is tremendous because at the end of the advertisement, he makes you feel good, and he uses humor to do it, and he comes across as very believable. I thought it was a fantastic use of that example. And for our last one, the fifth one here, I had to go with Dad, as I call Trumpers, because it's a way to, the Voldemort theory, don't use his name, because if you use his name, it gives him power, kind of thing. And this advertisement, I just think, is why he's been so successful. Whether or not you agree with it or anything, that's inconsequential. His effectiveness in his advertising and his branding and marketing is really good. I thought with Obama, his oratory skills were just fantastic. But this man can't speak for anything, but his branding and marketing efforts are just wonderful. And when you look at the patriotism, you look at the usage of this advertisement, in which he's using the same colors, which are reflected in the background. The background is an American flag. He's using red, white, and blue. He's tying himself directly to a patriotic image, and the target audience is Republicans, obviously, and they are patriotic. That's one of their core competencies or core values. So when he tries to persuade people to support him and to donate to him, he's going to tie himself with that imagery, and it's going to invoke that response, which is going to be complying to his message. The receiver is compelled because they are pulled at by something they've prided themselves on. So a true patriot supports their country. He is representing the country. They want to support the country. So A plus B equals C. There we go. So very interesting. I think the advertisements reflect these very basic understanding, and they're very well executed. So thank you for your time.